What's up, Lincoln?
And welcome back to Lincoln Sports Zone.
I'm Callie Cannon.
And I'm Brooklyn Willis.
Hey, Brooklyn, it's been pretty quiet around the school lately since all the fall sports have all winded down. Don't you agree?
While that may be true for most of our fall sports here at Lincoln, our girls cross country team is still on a high after their win at States.
That's right. The girls cross country team is our main event again this week. The girls had a great season where they were able to go undefeated.
Throughout their season, they were ranked first in the whole region, going to win States with 82 points.
The girls' top 5 runners averaged a time of 18 minutes for this big meet. What a great season for our Lady Lions.
Well, Callie, how do you think the girls managed to achieve this big win?
That's a great question. It definitely required a lot of hard work, dedication, great coaching, and goal setting.
You're right, but to answer my question, our Bailey Callahan took a deep dive into the preparation and aftermath after the championship.
Our girls cross country team has had an outstanding season, going undefeated at every meet they attended. But they had their eyes set on one thing, winning states.
This whole season has had the focus of this one day, and that's making it to the state meet. And the idea of winning it all was on our minds all season.
The idea of winning states kept the girls motivated all year. They put in the hard work inside and outside of practices, and winning regionals opened their eyes to the real possibility of winning the state meet.
The day before, during the preview of the course, Coach Callahan told us to visualize what it would be like standing on the podium the next day.
And that they did. The next day, the girls held their heads high as they rose their first place trophy into the air.
When we were on the podium for winning, it was just very surreal and just mixed emotions because you're all super excited about it.
It really starts hitting you that we actually accomplished that goal.
This goal was one that the girls have been reaching for not only this season, but for many seasons before. The girls carry their pride of winning to this day.
My phone blowing up with family members, friends, all these different people just saying congrats, and it really makes me realize how many people were really cheering for us and wanting this for us also, and how many people were watching and how big of a deal it is.
And these girls aren't done showing off their excellence yet. After a huge win at the state meet, they have more to look forward to.
And we're not done. We have NXR, Nike Cross Regionals, which is on November 16th. There is the potential to qualify to a national spot in Portland, Oregon, if we can finish in the top 2 at NXR. It's a big goal, but nothing's impossible.
With this group of girls, they have proved to themselves and to the community that truly nothing is impossible. Now let's cheer them on as they take the next step. This is Bailey Callahan in the Zone.
Thanks, Bailey. The cross-country team is still being celebrated after their huge win at States last week.
Yesterday, 12 girls headed down to the State House to be recognized by both the Ohio House and Senate.
They were introduced by Gahanna Representative Barrow Picolantonio and celebrated by all representatives and senators.
This was a great opportunity for the girls as they celebrated making history in Gahanna. And now we have coach of the 2025 state champions joining us live in the studio.
Natalie Albert is with Coach Callahan.
Hey guys, congrats again on winning state champions. I know that's a huge accomplishment for you guys.
Thank you. Yeah, it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, so how does it feel to be state champions?
For me, it's just great to be able to let these girls be recognized and celebrated for what they've achieved. It's a big moment for our program and for all of the girls that were part of it.
Yeah, so I know that you guys have been recognized a lot, as we just mentioned. So how have you and all the girls been handling all the publicity you guys have gotten?
I think the girls are handling it really well. There's so many storylines that we could hit on for this team, but it's amazing to be able to recognize all 12 girls that are part of this. Only 7 get to race at the state meet, but we have alternates. And all of them are being able to be celebrated for this big achievement.
Yeah, so dialing in on that recognition at the State House, how was that, and how was that emotional impact on everything?
Yeah, it was great. Watching the girls just kind of walk into the State House, some of them for the first time, to see what the State House means, and then to be able to go into the Senate and the House and have all of the Ohio government there to recognize them and celebrate them was just absolutely amazing for them.
Yeah, of course. And I know that you guys aren't finished yet, so how are you guys preparing for Indiana, which is coming up next weekend?
Yeah, so NXR is, we leave Saturday morning for Indiana, and we race on Sunday. And we've basically just been kind of keeping things the same as they have been since the state meet, just trying to keep our training where we're at and stay fresh so that we can have an opportunity to put ourselves on the national level for cross country for Gahanna.
Yeah, of course. And congrats again on state champions, and good luck next weekend in Indiana.
Thank you so much.
Let's send it back to Brooklyn and Callie at the sports desk.
Thanks, guys. Two of the boys cross-country runners at the 2025 state qualifier meet. The boys also had a great wrap to their season, specifically for varsity runners Liam Ivern and Beckett Anderson. The two boys qualified for states after their amazing performances at regionals just a week before. They made sure to show up at Obetz, and they did. Senior Liam placed 25th overall with 16:26, while sophomore Beckett placed 97th with 16:34. Our Celeste Farrell got a minute with Beckett Anderson to reflect on the season's ending and future goals to continue greatness.
Thanks, guys. Right now, I'm here with the Beckett Anderson after being one of the few to advance to the highest level of high school cross country. So, Beckett, tell me, what emotions are you feeling after this big race?
Honestly, it feels incredible, and I feel really accomplished. We set a goal at the last year's banquet for cross country that one thing we wanted to do was go to the state meet. And even though we weren't able to do that completely on the boys' side, me and Liam were still able to get some Gahanna blood in the boys' side of the state meet race, and the girls' team should feel extremely accomplished. A state title, which is one of like 11 in school history. It's crazy for them.
That's great. Now, I know that success at such a high level doesn't come very easy. How do you manage to balance the stress while still being able to drive to success?
I feel like going up to the days of my race, especially in postseason, my main goal was just to keep myself busy. I found myself watching a show or talk with my family a lot of the time. The more I thought I could not overthink a race, I could just go out there, give a 10 out of 10 effort, and compete.
That's great. Now, finally, what are your plans for the rest of high school with only a couple years left?
I think just right now, increase my mileage, stay uninjured, stay healthy, and a lot of things are going to pan out for myself. And I think we already have the right set of guys, so going into next year, we can even do some damage at the state meet. And with the new school, we might get a new weight room, which is even just more strength on the track side. So I'm super excited, and all I got to do is just stay consistent.
That's great. And congrats on your season. Thank you so much. Sending it back to the sports desk.
Good job, boys, and good luck for the future ahead. The Lions football season is over. It came to a disappointing end as the postseason kicked off. In a hard-fought playoff matchup, the Lions faced off against Groveport Madison, a game defined by tough defense on both sides. Lions quarterback Greg Kegley threw for 151 yards and a touchdown, while receiver Jack Baker added 56 yards through the air. The game stayed close from start to finish, but in the end, the Cruisers edged out the Lions, advancing in the playoffs with a 20-13 victory. Our Natalie Albert caught up with one of the senior linebackers.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with linebacker Jeremy Mann. So now that the season's over, I saw that you won first team OCC. Can you talk about that and explain what that is and what that means for you?
Yeah, so at the end of the normal season, regular season, after the 10 weeks, all the head coaches of each team in our region, which is like New Albany, Pick North, obviously us, and other teams that we play, they all meet together on a Sunday. And they just talk about the players, and they go over who did well, and then they vote, and that's how you can get first team, second team, or whatever you mentioned.
Yeah, that's awesome, and congrats. Can you give us a recap of the season, things that went well, and just the overall bond of the teammates and everything?
It started off slow. We were really young. We lost a lot of old people, like seniors and upperclassmen. So we started off young. And we ended up rough, but after the couple of weeks, we turned it back around and started growing, and it ended pretty well.
And then can you just give us one of your favorite memories from this season, some that you'll miss?
I'll say the Monday practices when we just have helmets only. We get out there. We do like a mental Monday, so we don't do a lot of tackling or anything. It's a time where you can hang out with your teammates, but also get a lot of mental reps in.
Of course, and congrats on an awesome season. Thank you. Well, sending it back to the news desk.
Thanks, Natalie.
Now we'll look inside the numbers.
The Lions finished with a 7-4 record and placed second in the OCC.
The team had 4,252 total yards on the season.
In total, the Lions outscored their opponents 300 to 228.
Trey Wilson led the Lions with 11 total touchdowns, and the Lions leading their tackler was Jeremy Mann with 87.
Let's switch from football to the girls who support the football team every Friday night, cheerleading.
And to tell us about cheerleading, Natalie Andrews joins us in the studio. Hey, Natalie.
Thanks. There's a new sport at Gahanna full of pride and pep. Gahanna cheerleading compete for the second time this weekend at New Albany for best in the state and showed off their spirit. The girls got 9th out of 15 teams and beat rivals New Albany. Our Sam Brun caught up with head coach Julia Hartley and cheerleading Sage Vogel to hear more.
So usually we only practice once a week, but we added some practices this week to kind of prepare because this was best in the state. So we're going against like a much larger group. Like last week we only competed with 5 people, and then this week there was 15, I believe. So we got 9 out of 15, which is a huge improvement for us. So that was super exciting. We all felt like we performed a lot better, and I think this is just really good practice for us getting 2 in a row. Our next one isn't until December, but it was definitely nice doing like a couple back-to-back, and like we could see like what our big improvements were and what still needs to be worked on. But I think we did great this week.
This week we had our second competition of the year, and the girls improved so much. They beat some teams that had beaten us last week. So just really proud of our girls, our captains, the whole team as far as how far they've come and how much they keep improving. We were so close in all of our scores, 4 points from first place, and pretty much tied with like a whole group of teams. So I couldn't really ask for more. Just so proud of them, and go Lions!
Thanks, girls. Winter sports are starting to amp up. Now the fall sports are coming to an end. Our Lincoln hockey team is starting their season with a tough matchup against St. X tomorrow night down in Cincinnati. Last year, their record was 14-9, with some big wins in the tournament towards the end of the season. The Lions had a harsh preseason with a record of 2-1, but are looking to take home a win this weekend. Here's varsity head captain Tyler Murphy with the hopes for the weekend.
Preseason was very successful. I thought we got to see a lot of players in a lot of great roles. Really excited for, I think a very successful season. I'm looking for us to stay competitive, take care of ourselves. They're both very physical teams, so making sure our players stay healthy and know to make quick passes and keep their heads up to be prepared for hits.
That's all for the sports I have for today. Tossing it back to my friends at the sports desk.
Thanks. Now we have analysts that rival the likes of Sharon Sharp, Stephen A. Smith, and Kendrick Perkins, our very own Brody Bixler, Max Benson, and Archer Bennett.
That's right. They're discussing key topics such as the recent sports betting scandals and reflecting on the NFL season so far.
Here they are.
Thanks a lot, guys. So I'm Brody Bixler. I got Max Benson and Archer Bennett with me. And so, guys, there's been a ton of controversy lately with sports betting, and specifically the players themselves influencing the outcomes of games for that sports betting to benefit bettors. Max, what are you thinking about this?
I mean, yeah, it's crazy how quickly this escalated. I remember the ESPN notification saying Chauncey Billups was arrested. I go to school and then I come home and it's 40 people are involved in this scandal. At least 3 have been arrested for this, and they're almost all past players or past coaches or stuff like that.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like these guys are throwing it away. There's the MLB players. You got Luis Ortiz and Manuel Clase. Manuel Clase's a star. He has had a great season last year where he finished in the top 3 in Cy Young voting as a closer, which is just unheard of. He was making $4.9 million a year. And Luis Ortiz was making $700K a year. And all they made for bettors together was $760,000. And they could be banned for life from MLB. It's not worth it. Why are we doing this?
Absolutely. And you guys just mentioned NBA and MLB. And currently, there's nothing that we know of going on in the NFL, but this has been seen in the past, actually. Calvin Ridley was a consistent Pro Bowl receiver and decided to bet on himself. And because of that, he got suspended for nearly a year. I mean, it's funny. You would see this guy catch a deep ball and start running backwards. You're like, what is this guy doing? But no, he was genuinely betting on himself so he could make money. And it's like, you guys are multi-million-dollar athletes. Why do you need to do this for money?
And he ruined his team for that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
It's just stupidity. I don't know what we're doing. And moving on to something else, but something that just happened that we do know about, the NFL trade deadline. There's a lot of surprises there. Max, what's your take on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think the big thing that everybody's talking about is the Sauce Gardner trade. I think nobody really saw that coming. I mean, we thought he was going to stay in New York forever. I think he got what he needed out of New York, and he just went to bed 1-7, woke up 7-1, and is ready to help improve the Colts.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's pretty clear the Jets are just going into full rebuild mode. I mean, not only did they trade Sauce Gardner, their best defensive player, and probably their best player in the past 10 years, if I'm being real. They traded Quinnen Williams, their second best defensive player, and probably their second best defensive player in the past 10 years. So, I mean, they're just really going all in, and they got good value out of Quinnen Williams. They traded him for a 27 first-round pick and a 26 second-round pick in Mozzie Williams to the Cowboys, which, I mean, Cowboys are going to love him, but Colts got a lot of picks for the future.
They did. They're betting on themselves, and so one thing that we don't know anything about is the NFL MVP, and this one's kind of up in the air right now, right? We've got a lot of different options. Max, what are you thinking?
Well, it might be a hot take, but I'm taking Jackson Smith-Njigba. And that might be a little Ohio State bias, but I just think he's an excellent route runner. He has reliable hands. He's the key slot receiver for Sam Darnold. And Sam Darnold just knows how to read him so much better than Geno Smith ever did.
It's true. And I mean, going off of that, like non-QB, I've got Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
Right? He already has 15 rushing touchdowns, which is the most in the NFL. That's crazy. He has the most rushing yards at 1,139. This guy's only 5'10".
Yeah.
Like the adversity that he's overcome to get to the biggest stage and to be the best running back in that stage is crazy. I definitely see a world where he's winning.
I think we're going to see our first non-QB MVP since 2014 in Adrian Peterson.
Well, regardless of how this turns out, it's going to be a really interesting race to follow. Thanks a lot, guys. I'm going to send it back to the sports desk.
Thanks, guys, and that's all the news we have for you today.
That's right, but good luck to all of the upcoming winter sports.
We'll be back next week with another edition of the Sports Zone.
And as always, go
Lions!
Lions!